If you don't love it, you don't want to even try or grow or be the best, then get out. Can I say that?
Yep.
Get out!
Hey guys, we're back at the Pink Square Circle. We're going to talk about Mercedes Mone and what she said about the locker room lately here at Pink Square Circle. Hey guys, we're back at it again at the Pink Square Circle. We're going to talk about Mercedes Mone risky locker room talk. We're going to talk about Mercedes Mone. Do she deserve her own locker room? Get the likes as we come into the circle. We're going to talk about it. Now, Mercedes Mone, she recently did a podcast with MVP and Mark Swayze, if I got that correctly. She talked about how she needs her own space and everything that she's done in her career. And she feel like, that makes her the better person overall mentally, some of what she said. And she's saying that they also talked about how, you in this business, you have to be selfish, but same time, you got to go for what you want. Now, I know also we're going to talk about Natalya and Dave LaGreca at Busted Open Radio. They responded to the locker room comments, because we know Mercedes Mone is one, if not reportedly, is the highest paid female professional wrestling today in AEW. And she has her own locker room. She does not hang out with the other girls. She just does her own thing. She's pretty much to herself. But the thing about it is, she speaks on why all about that and everything else for that matter. So we're going to definitely talk about, see what's going on for that matter as a whole, and see if it's well-deserved or not deserved. But it's definitely crazy. Let's see what she had to say here.
AEW in 2024, what's one immediate difference in AEW's locker room culture compared to WWE?
Oof. For me, it's night and day. Well, first of all, I have my own locker room.
I was going to say, she has her own dressing room.
So that helps me a lot. I'm not in it, but I like being away from it. I don't want to be part of drama or anything, but when I am around the girls, it just feels like such a community of wanting to make this place grow. There's a hunger, because I feel like we still feel so underground, and we want to make it like up here. Like, so all these women have so much drive and passion, and I can feel it. Like, they fire me up. I want to be the best because they want to be the best. And same with the guys too, just the energy with the guys. It feels so different. And I don't want to say like, oh, WWE was bad or people are like egos, but it just feels like we're all trying to fight for something. We're trying to fight to make this the best. And I love people who have passion and hunger. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, and the only way that you're going to be successful in our industry is if you are passionate and hungry. And when the hunger stops, quit.
Please.
Yeah.
Go
Quit.
away. Get out.
I don't want you in my presence if you're not hungry. And all these years later, all the things that we've accomplished, all the things that we've done, we're not finished. Like, you could have stopped and said, okay, I'm finished. But you're still out here collecting belts,
The belt
whooping
collector.
ass and not bothering to take names. It's just the hunger and the passion that doesn't cease. And the best of the best in our industry have an unceasing hunger and passion. And what I see in the locker room is a lot of young talent with a chip on their shoulder. Mm-hmm. They got something they want to prove. And I make no bones about it. Like, you goddamn right, I got a chip on my shoulder. So does Bobby, so does Shelton. And we wanted to show, like, y'all fucked up. Mm-hmm. And Tony Khan was cool enough to give us that opportunity to rejoin, to put our group back together. And when we walk around, I see some of these young guys, and I see that swagger and that desire to go out there and just bring the house down every night. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist on the other side. It's just a little different because over at WWE, that's the established brand. That's the bully on the block. And AEW, 6 years now. Yeah. And at AEW, you have a lot of people that feel they have a lot to prove, and you can feel that.
Yeah.
And I respect that, and I might not necessarily agree with how some of the younger talent want to go about expressing that, but I appreciate their desire to express it. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't be here. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree. If you don't love it, you don't want to even try or grow or be the best. Then get out. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Get out. Get
Yeah.
out. I have the opportunity in that spot, so give it to them.
Right. Mercedes, we're being told that you've got things to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to go back to StarCast and do photo ops. You probably have the rest of your day just planned
A
out.
little busy, but tomorrow's the big day.
Yep. You got to get some sleep tonight.
I have to.
You got to get some rest because Toni Storm is no joke.
She's no joke.
She's going to make you step your game up, and I know you're going to make her step hers up.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to watch your match.
Thank you.
All right. And I get to watch my buddies beat people up, and I just talk about it.
I love that.
All right. So, marking out MVP and Dwayne Swayze, very special episode with our guest, the CEO, Mercedes Mone.
Like, what are your thoughts? And listen, I know there's two sides to it. There's the one side where, hey, you've earned that opportunity to have your own area, but also you're isolating yourself from everybody else. It's interesting to me.
I mean, there's lots of different perspectives. There's lots of different ways that you could look at it. So Sasha is saying, I always call her Sasha. That's how I first met her, and that's how her name reads in my phone. But Sasha's saying that, she loves the girls and she loves the unity and she loves that everybody's building and building and building and doing all this together, but she has her own space. She has her own locker room. I think it just goes, not everybody, here's the thing. I just love the camaraderie. I love that. I feel weird if no one's in the locker room, when it's quiet or there's not that many girls, or I love chit-chatting over a match or talking about something or whining about something or laughing about something. I just love, I love the camaraderie and wants her space. That's great. But the way she treats people outside of that space, it seems like she is really enjoying taking on that leadership role in work, where she's able to pass on her knowledge. She's done a lot. I mean, she has done a lot in the industry. She's been here. She's not a newbie anymore. The four horsewomen are not newbies anymore. So it's cool if she likes her space. My take on the locker room is that it's very, very, very sacred, and that the only people that are in the locker room are the wrestlers, and to be a wrestler at the highest level, or even, whether it's a smaller indie promotion or wherever it is that your locker room is, that's the most sacred place around.
And this is not a knock on Mercedes, because I think Mercedes is doing a fantastic job in AEW, but you said she's a leader now. But don't you lead by example? People are going to see you. And I feel like if you're isolating yourself, it's kind of like an eliteness where they don't feel like you're your equal because you're in a completely different area. At least that's the way that I would take that.
And that's the thing, is that she's a heel over there. She's got 8 championships, and she's kind of a bossy little bitch. So maybe she feels that plays into her character better. I mean, here's the thing with Sasha, my relationship with her is that, for whatever it is worth, she has always been so above and beyond respectful to me. And I love her. I really love her. So listen, if she wants to be a diva and she wants to channel her inner Mariah Carey. I mean, Mariah Carey needed white towels, white M&Ms, white candles. You hear these stories of these divas that have to have their own space, to each their own. I do think when Sasha was in our locker room, she loved being in there with the girls. We had great times. We would have, during the pandemic, that was so much fun because we were all, everybody was kind of living, and we were driving into work because the show was always, we filmed it at the Tropicana Stadium, and we were filming there every week. So it was so much fun. We'd have these little locker room parties, and we would have dance parties. I have so much footage in my phone of me and Sasha and Bailey and Bianca and Carmella and the Iconics were all dancing and throwing parties, and it's just so much fun. I love to record everything. So I'm take pictures of your life, take videos, take pictures, because tomorrow, nobody knows what tomorrow can bring. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone, but I love these great memories that I have with the girls. And I have so many great ones with Sasha. I love her. I really do. I love her.
Now that was Mercedes Mone talking to MVP and on his podcast that he co-hosts with, and also we'll get to Natalya what she said as well. But does Mercedes Mone deserve her own locker room? Now I get it. Mercedes Mone, she's a part of the four horsewoman and all of that of Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Bayley back in the day. I understand she's a part of New Women's Revolution. I even understand that she also had a very classic match with Bayley back in 2015 at NXT Brooklyn, TakeOver Brooklyn, for the NXT Women's title. Also, her and Bayley as well, great tag team, the Boss and Her Connection, where they won tag team gold on multiple occasions and other things. But the thing about it is, I know that Mercedes Mone wants her safe space and everything else. Now, she said it's drama backstage. Does it come to the point where she needs her own locker room for that? Because that's letting me know right there how toxic the locker room is in AEW. Does it come to the point where Mercedes Mone needs her own locker room just to save face? Is it that bad in that work environment for AEW that she needs her own locker room? I mean, I understand it. But I think her own locker room, that's a lot. But I can see why they're doing that. Like I said before, Mercedes Mone is one of the biggest acquisitions ever for AEW. Tony Khan adores her, alongside Tony Storm as well for the women's division. And pretty much whatever Mercedes wants, Mercedes gets. I think her home locker room's a little extreme, because I don't see her leading by example or anything doing as far as AEW goes. I don't see it. I don't see how she could do that. But that's what they're saying, So I do know, like I said, she's up there. She's reportedly on a $10 million contract, highest paid female in AEW and all professional wrestling. She's up there with the Roman Reigns and other guys. Brock Lesnar's getting paid, but do she really deserve her own locker room? You got to ask yourself that question. Now, Natalya, she spoke on it, and Dave LaGreca spoke at Busted Open Radio. Natalya said that she referred to as Sasha always been nice to her, and they always had a good relationship. Natalya spoke on how the locker room is a good, sacred place for the women. They could vent. They could have, good moments, bad moments in the locker room, and just reminisce on what happened on their prior match. But she said that, it makes sense for Mercedes as a heel to do it. Now, she threw in there that she says in her quote, she's a bossy little bitch, whatever, says she's bossy. That lets me know that it's not just the AEW locker room of the reason that Mercedes needs her space for drama. Mercedes is a diva. She's a diva. She has to have everything her way or the highway. So, like I said, I don't think I understand she needs her space, but does she have to be her own locker room? I would say no. She does not really need her own locker room. There's no need for that, But other than that, that's all I have from Mercedes Mone. Risky locker room comments, her behavior. Mercedes Mone, do she deserve her own locker room? You guys let me know what you think. Soon, guys. Click the link below to the next video. Until then, guys, I will see you guys later.